With your visual verbal page finished, it's time to start actually constructing the beak. We're going to look at the side view of your beak. You'll need your rectangular piece with the eye holes and a fresh piece of cardboard. On the fresh piece of cardboard, try to draw the shape as closely as you can to what you drew in your side view. Try to draw as large as possible. You can always make it smaller. Now compare what you drew to your cardboard rectangle with the eye holes. How does that match up with what your sketch looks like? For me, it's relatively close, but I made this part too long. And I want to make it just a little bit fatter. Once you're done making your adjustments, you can erase any stray pencil lines that you have on your beak. Now it's time to cut out this piece. It can be pretty tricky to cut through cardboard. There are a couple things that you can do to make it easier. First of all, you want to adjust the grip on your scissors. Instead of putting your fingers through the large hole, wrap them around the outside and into the hole, like this. This will give you more force when you squeeze shut. Also, you should cut with the strongest part of the scissors, right here near the pivot point. The tip has the least amount of force, it's the weakest, and so it's going to be difficult to cut with just the tip of the scissors. Last, you'll want to rough cut first. That means cut off the extra cardboard using straight cuts. Once you have all the extra cardboard cut off, you can begin to precision cut. That means cut right on your line. You'll find it's way easier when you don't have extra cardboard that gets in the way. We're going to need 2 of these pieces to make our beak look 3D. So before you continue, you want to check your work and make sure that the beak is the right size for the rectangular piece of your mask. If it is, you're going to need to cut out a second identical piece. The best way to do this is to place it on a fresh piece of cardboard as close to an edge or corner as possible and trace around it. Use the same cutting strategies you used for the first piece to cut out your second piece. Change the grip on your scissors, use the strongest part of your scissors, rough cut first, and then precision cut. Check and make sure your 2 pieces are the same size. Mine are a little off right here, but close enough. Our next step is to glue these 2 pieces together. Trying to glue them just like this is going to result in a very weak bond. So we're going to use tabs made out of toilet paper or paper towel rolls to create a really nice, tight bond between the 2 pieces. Take a cardboard roll and squeeze it flat. Cut along the folds. Now fold each of these pieces in half. And cut along those folds. Each of these pieces can be cut into little strips. You're going to imagine these little strips as pieces of tape that are attached with hot glue to hold the 2 pieces together. When working with a glue gun, always make sure that your glue gun is resting on a plate, a tray, or a piece of cardboard so that it doesn't drip glue or burn your table. Place your two beak pieces together and flip them so that you're looking up at the bottom of the beak, and then fold them out. We are going to be gluing these pieces together all along this edge. Right now, you might just have a little part that is able to touch. Don't worry, as we go, we'll be able to connect the rest of the pieces. Using your glue gun, make a line of glue on one tab of cardboard roll. Place it so that it lines up with the bottom line of your two beaks and crosses over the place where they touch. Put a line of glue on another one of your cardboard strips. Leave a little space between the first one and place your second one. Now, instead of gluing across, we're just going to glue tabs on one of our pieces all the way to the tip. This means we'll only need glue on half of our strip. Remember, we're not gluing it to the second piece yet. Our tab likely will not fit on the little tip of our beak, and that's okay. Before we go any further, we're going to cut off this extra bit of the tabs that's overlapping the edge of our beak. Now we're going to bend each of the tabs in, right along the line of the edge of the beak. We're going to put glue on the first tab, the third one that we glued down. Make sure it's a line of glue that goes from the fold all the way to the edge. Bend the two pieces of the beak together and squeeze the tab, holding until the glue is cured. This might take 5 or 10 seconds. We'll do the next tab. Glue all the way from the fold to the edge. Press the two pieces together so that the edges line up, and then hold on to the tab and press firmly until the glue is cured, 5 or 10 seconds. You'll continue this process all the way up the edge of the beak. In the end, the two pieces will be pretty much glued together like this. If your tab rips a little bit, don't worry about it, just add a little more glue. I'm going to do these 3 tabs all at once. Be sure you squeeze the edges of your beaks together. You want as little space here as possible. Looking at this part of the beak that I did first, I noticed that my glue did not quite attach to the sides of the cardboard, so I'm going to just add a little more glue and then squeeze the two pieces together. We can trim off that extra glue later. Keep holding until the glue hardens. If you let go too early, it will separate again. It's easy enough to pull off any extra glue that you might have. We can use our scissors to trim off these extra tabs. Now gently bend your cardboard to make your beak wider at the top. We've made the top half of the beak. Now we need to make the bottom half. We want the bottom half to fit nicely inside the top half, so we're going to use the top half as a guide to help us. Find a piece of cardboard and line up the top half of your beak with one of the corners. You can press it down flat for this step. Using your pencil, you're going to draw along the bottom of the top half of the beak. And then you're going to envision what the full shape of the bottom half of the beak would be. Mine comes up like this. We're going to rough cut and then precision cut only this shape. Once you've cut your shape, check and make sure that it still fits inside your top beak. Mine does. We're going to need a second piece for the bottom beak, just like we did with the top piece. Place your cardboard piece as close to a corner and an edge as possible, and trace. Rough cut, then precision cut. When we glued the top two pieces together, we glued along the top edge. When we glue the bottom two pieces together, we're going to glue along the bottom edge. So flip the top piece of your bottom beak over and line up the two bottom edges of your bottom beak. We're going to glue these two together just like we glued the top part of the beak. Glue along the entire length of one of your cardboard strips and place it right along the edge at the base of the two bottom beaks. Continue moving your way to the tip of the bottom beak. You can leave a little space in between the tabs just like we did with the top beak. We're now at the point where we need to start bending the two pieces together. We'll glue to the left side first and then to the right side. You only need glue on half of the strip now. I'm going to push this one all the way to the tip. I only have two pieces that I'm going to fold over so that they match the edge of this part of the beak. And then I'll put my glue on one and bend the two pieces so that they connect. I'll hold the piece together until the glue cures. And then I'll do the second piece. I can use my scissors to cut off this extra bit. Before I go any further, I want to make sure that these two pieces fit together. And they fit together really well. Now I'm going to glue them together. We're going to use the tabs, just like we did before. This time, we're going to put tabs all around the bottom beak. Remember, you only need to glue on half of the tab. We'll bend these back, just like we did before, so that the fold matches the edge of the beak. This fold doesn't quite match the edge because there's not enough glue, so I'll put a tiny bit more glue in there, and fold it back, so it's right at the edge. Double, triple check to make sure they still fit together. This part we're going to have to do quickly. We're going to put glue on each of these pieces. We're going to place it inside our top beak, and then we're going to hold down with our fingers on both sides to make sure it's securely glued. We need to do this before the glue cures, so again, get ready and go quickly. Place your bottom beak inside your top beak. Line up the bottom edges and put your fingers inside and start squeezing. You want the glue to make contact with the top part of the beak. And there you have it, your finished beak. It should look 3D from all angles.